What is going on, man? Oh my goodness, what a weekend we had. Man, we got a lot of things to talk about. From football to let's go and start off with, oh my goodness. They tried to assassinate President Trump, former President Trump, again. I'm gonna see what this is about, because I've been wanting to check this video out, so I'm going to just do it right now.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
When they go low, we kick them.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
The biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized right to the right.
I thought he should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted your wife.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said if we were in high school, I'd take you behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the face!
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
Look, as his character is stabbed to death.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
A Missouri state senator is under investigation by the Secret Service after saying she hopes President Trump is assassinated.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
And sadly, the domestic enemies to our voting system and our honoring our Constitution are right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
They're not going to stop before Election Day in November, and they're not going to stop after Election Day. And that should be, everyone should take note of that on both levels, that this isn't, they're not going to let up, and they should not.
If you think we're rallying now, you ain't seen nothing yet.
It's kind of miraculous why, let's see, another assassination attempt happened on former President Trump. And, you know, when you constantly get that language out there, it normalizes it. It's amazing how that works. Yeah, that's right. And dude, this is ridiculous, man. This is freaking ridiculous. How in the hell are... I mean, I get it, free speech, but there's only one side that's actually calling for violence on things like that. Amazing. I mean, hey, if you're for political assassination or killing of people, then you're probably just on the left now. I mean, that's the side you're probably just on. And hey, if that's the way you want to normalize America, that's the normal America you want to be in, then, you know, that's on you, man. But it's not... People are not being threatening on, like, the right nearly calling for this. Even politicians are calling for this on the left. So what's really going on? That's the question. What's really going on? Why are they so adamant about violence against President Trump, who up until about 10 years ago was a darling of the Democratic Party? Yeah, this is getting crazy. This isn't like China or North Korea or Russia. I mean, maybe it is. This is the United States. Supposed to be about democracy, but yet they keep talking about blowing up Trump and all that kind of stuff. It's just crazy. Just ridiculous, man. All right, I got a buddy. That's all I want to say about that. It's freaking ridiculous. What's going on with Starfield? Diet, my man. Dude, I'm gonna be pretty honest, man. I'm kind of fading. I'm gonna go take a nap in like 5 minutes. No, I'm kidding. Feeling pretty good. I've actually cut back on a lot of sugar. Starting to feel better in the afternoons. Not so tired. What are you up to today, dude? Did they amp up the graphics? This looks beautiful. It does look beautiful. I don't have a problem with that. With Starfield. Alright, man, I'm gonna check out your video. You sent me something. I didn't even really see what you sent me, actually. Let me bring it up. Let me see. Where's it at? Whoops.
Hey, guys.
All right. So you sent me this video. It was published like 1 day ago from Jazzarus. Like a Jazzsaurus. Just watching the old man. Dude, do not. Why are you looking in the mirror, dude? You shouldn't be looking in the mirror. It's bad. All right. Let's see what you got here.
Hey, guys.
So Concord proved this is the worst thing gamers say. Okay. Let's check it out.
Some time ago, I uploaded a video talking about one of the worst things that you can say related to a video game, which is, if you don't like it, don't play it. I hate this expression because it is really stupid. Are you thinking, what is behind this sentence, brother? If people don't play the game dies down. Plus, if I am talking about the game, it is because in some way, I do care about the game. And yes, I am pissed off about this because when I upload a video talking about a game and I complain about something, there always come a stupid bitch that says, if you don't like it, don't play it. Brother, I am talking about the game because I want for the game to improve. If everybody thought like you and stop playing the game goes and dies. And Concord proved me right. And that is why I'm making this video. Because
He is right, man. I mean, it's talking bad about a game. There's kind of like two aspects to it. There's constructive criticism, which that's probably what more of like bad feedback is. It's more of just constructive criticism. Hey, there are aspects of this game I like. This is what I don't like. You got to voice that, or the game developers don't know, how to improve and stuff like that. The other aspect is just people trolling the game. There's nothing you can really stop those. Those people are going to troll the game no matter what. So.
Because people said, I don't want to play like a fat, ugly bitch with Caesar pronouns. And you guys said, if you don't like it, don't play it. And people didn't play it, and the game fucking died. And it was was well deserved. Now you understand why it is so stupid to say if you don't like it, don't play it. I am not saying that Concord failed because of that. Obviously it failed because the game sucks, but it is a factor that people said if you don't like it, don't play it, and you see that not playing the game and a lot of people not playing the game leads to...
Dang. So it had what looks like almost about 700 players at its peak. I can go look this up. All-time peak. Okay, there it is. 697. 697. If it was good, I mean, it would have trended up. If it was good, it would have trended up or stabilized around this. But a lot of people knew the issues that were coming from Concord, even in the development process, what the game was about, why the game was put out the way it was. And so a lot of people didn't pick it up in the beginning because, you know, especially a lot of gamers, you know, your typical average gamer is tired of the bullshit about being preached to through video games. And so a lot of people didn't pick it up. But this would have been like the hardcore base of like, we are this kind of game that this game caters to. We're the kind of gamers that this game caters to. That didn't even peak over 700. Which means that these people should have been the most hardcore. If they would have liked it, if they would have liked the game, it would have at least stayed neutral over the past, 2 weeks? Or I guess the 2 weeks it was live. There you go.
The game dying, because the most important thing is having people playing the game. Brother, today is something common that when someone recommends a game to you, you go and look how many players does this game has to see if it is worth it to invest your time in a game that is popular and is not going to die down. So, a friend recommended a MMO to me, and you go and look in New World. Let's see how is New World doing, and you see that it has less than 5k players, and you say, fuck this, I am not playing this, I am not investing my time in this because this is dying. Do you understand why it is important having a player base and not pushing them back saying, if you don't like it, don't play it, because they are trying to...
And that's a totally different issue, but like live service and non-live service, like live service games, they need constant player base. They have to have it. That's the whole point of live service. It's live service and like multiplayer, which means you have servers. And if you don't, if you don't have at least enough of a player base to bring in revenue off of, to pay for just your basic infrastructure to maintain the game, then yeah, it's gonna die. He hit this right on the head.
Improve the game with constructive because they are trying to improve the game with constructive criticism, brother. You can like something as a whole, but have some parts of it that you don't like that you wanna see improve. I like WoW, but I think that a lot of the hero talents suck dick, and I wanted to see them improve. Does that mean that I hate the game, that I shouldn't play it? No, it just means that I want this particular thing to be improved, and I am going to bitch and whine about it so they improve it. You don't have to like every single part of something, brother. For example, I am sure you have family members or friends that you love with all your heart, and they have some things that you don't like or you think that they should improve, and that doesn't mean you don't love them, brother. Are you understanding? That is why I think that saying if you don't like it, don't play it is for stupid people that don't have foresight. When someone says to me, if you don't like it, don't play it, I automatically think that they are brain dead because they are incapable of visualizing a future where people listen to them and they don't play it and the game dies down, and then the thousands of dollars they spend in ridiculous skins for their disgusting waifus are evaporated because the servers are shut down and the company declares bankruptcy, and then they lay off 500 employees, and one of those employees goes to Twitter to write that gamers suck and that is why the game dies down, and then they blame Asmongold because he found them for 15 videos talking about how the game is shit, and they are incapable of thinking that it died because of them, because they push people away with their bullshit. That is why saying if you don't like it, don't play it is stupid. You a stupid motherfucker. Fuck! I am going to get a heart attack, brother. This isn't possible, my dude.
There are no words in the English language more harmful than
don't play it. Brother, I always say I wanna be loved. I am a Christian man. I always wanna show love. But this is like a trigger for me. Like, you know, that game Dustborn, that is also a bullshit game that they said when you say something stupid, they say trigger. If you don't like it, don't play it, is the trigger for me. Like someone says, oh, you are ugly, fat, and I fucked your mother. Yeah, man, for sure, all is cool. They say, oh, you come for a third-world shithole and your accent sucks. That is true, my man. That is completely true. And then they say, hey, if you don't like it, don't play it. What the fuck did you say to me, motherfucker? And that is everything that I wanted to tell you today, guys. Just saying that Concord proved my point. It is awesome when reality proves your concepts and what you are saying in your videos, brother. And that just happened. I said, saying this is stupid. Reality proved me right. It is awesome. It feels great. So I am also educating you so you don't say this anymore, because this makes people look like an idiot, in my opinion. So yes, guys, let me know in the comments below what you think about this whole situation. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I a clown? Am I completely wrong? And it is fine to say if you don't like it, don't play it. Did Concord prove me right, or it doesn't have anything to do? The game just sucks. What are you talking about? If you don't like it, don't play it. Let me know everything in the comments below. I love reading comments even when they don't agree with me. The only comments I don't like are the ones that say if you don't like it, don't play it. Guys, also remember to like the...
Dude, he's actually way more animated than I could ever be. Maybe if I took like a whole bunch of cocaine, I could be that animated. Or that pumped up about something. Yeah, I mean, it's just the whole if you don't like it, don't play it thing. It's like, okay, well, I mean, there's a couple different things that you kind of go into about the don't like it, don't play it. One, people are tired of getting preached at in a lot of different avenues of media. It's in movies, music, you know, just the political stuff that has crept into. We should give these group of people more of a chance than these group of people. And it's like, people are just tired of that shit. And people are saying, okay, fine, I'm going to vote with my wallet. And then you bitch, moan, and complain when people don't vote the way you want them to vote. I mean, that sounds just like politics. Oh, man, I'm going to vote for this person. How the hell could you do that, man? Do you know what that person stands for? And so, yeah, like, why? I mean, this wasn't an issue like 10, 12 years ago. It really wasn't. It was not an issue at all in gaming. Like, why did we feel the urge to bring on the, we got to cater to this group of people. And this chart just tells you, this thing, how long did it last? 8 days, 9 days, 10 days, whatever it was. Just tells you everything you need to know about a group of people out there that said, and I think there was an article that came out. Let me see if I can find this real quick. I'll look it up on the side here. Shoot, damn, I really don't want to type this in to my freaking, I don't want to type this into my Google search because I don't want to get freaking advertisements. Anyways, let me just see if I can find this. Great game. Dude, it was. Maybe it was over the past, week? Yeah, I'll say past week. Oh, here it goes. There we go. Found it. Whoops. So I'm not going to go into the whole article here. But why? What is going on? I can't even move it? What the fludge just happened? Alright, anyways, here we go. Yeah, this is from like Metro GC Game Central, and I'm not going to go through this, but basically the gist of it is Concord is one of the best video games I've ever played, and I think later on in the article they say like, oh, they've played for like 30 years. Yeah, right here. I say that as someone who's been gaming regularly for over 30 years. Crazy to say. Best game ever! Yeah, but that dude went ballistic on that shit, which is good. Like, dude, you reap what you sow. If you make a game that caters towards, let's see, white people, well, guess what? You're probably gonna do okay. Mostly because, well, white people, white males. I know. It sounds kind of harsh, but give me a second. White males make up like a majority of gaming. Straight white males, majority gamers. There you go. So if you make a game that caters to them, there you might be doing okay. How many trans people and people that identify as sexes non-male and female or whatever, however the fuck they label themselves, I don't fucking know. But it's crazy. Dude, it's such a small portion of the population. Not even just to mention gamers. Dude. Yeah, you're not going to do well. Like, what do you expect? Dad, you said... This guy sounds like he grew up watching Hogan. Dude, he seems like he's Mexican. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's just Hispanic. Dude, Hispanic people love wrestling, so I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it at all. We need to get Dan on here. He's Mexican. He's Mexican, right? Or is he Puerto Rican? Or is that Liv? Yeah, he's Mexican. She's Puerto Rican. Dude, you've seen the picture of him where he wears the wrestling mask? That shit's hilarious. Yeah, we should wake Dan ass up. There's some crazy stats here. Some YouTubers made more on commentary videos than the game itself. That's crazy. Dude, that's crazy. You're probably, yeah, I mean, you're definitely not going to be wrong. Because, yeah, I mean, I've seen some people out there. Obviously, Asmongold's got videos out there dogging this game for months, and I'm sure there's a lot of others. Who's here after the Asmon vid? A lot of people. That's funny. I don't even watch. I don't watch typically gamer content creators much. But every now and then I'll see like an Asmon video that I'm kind of interested in. So yeah, I know he's been talking about how bad the game, just like there you go, Asmon video. Does it even pop up for you guys? Yeah, see. The Concord devs are not happy. Asmon reacts. So, yeah, there you go. A huge part of that peak were devs and journalists playing the game for review purposes. Yeah, you're not wrong on that. A lot of those initial, like, first day or two peeps are people that get in there. What's the game about? That's where the new clicks are coming from. The new stuff. And gotta check it out. All right, and then they die off because one, they don't care to play the game. They're just in it for the money clicks. And then two, they move on to the next thing, right? So, yeah, that's crazy. Anyways, What else is going on, man? Dude, that was crazy, man. He was super animated, but he's right. Like, don't freaking complain when you tell people if you don't like it, don't play it, and then they don't play it. Your game gets no support, especially a game that you maybe want to support. Like, there was still what was that, like 200, 150, 200 people still playing that game when it got taken off. So obviously there was some people that liked it. So don't freaking bitch, moan, and complain when a game that you like making or you enjoy playing are people don't support it. Ooh, oh, Jesus, ads, man, ads. Panthers bench Young to start Dalton. Andy Dalton. Damn. Bryce Young going to the bench. Damn. All right. Anyways, I'm going to get into a routine. Mondays is going to be looking at college football, wrapping up college football for the week. Why? Because bullshit talking points is why. And it's fun. I love football. Football season is the only time in sports season I care about. Only sports I care about. Where's the rankings? There we go. All right, let's run through it. Week 3 is done. So we got my Texas Longhorns leapfrogging Georgia, which is very interesting. Now, that's mostly not because how dominant Texas was, because they beat UTSA handily. Arch Manning got to play quite a bit, 3 quarters. Pretty much 3 quarters, because Quinn Ewers went out with an injury at the beginning of the second quarter, and like they went on to dominate UTSA. Like they could have just handed the ball off about 1,000 times in that game. They probably would have won easily. So it wasn't a big deal. Quinn Ewers apparently has a strained oblique, not like a tear or anything like that. If that would have been a tear, that would be a disaster. But, dude, Texas came out and rolled. Like, they gave up one big play on defense, which is what UTSA scored on, a running play off the left side. So it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a big deal. But people saying, oh, Arch Manning should be starting now. Like, no. Arch Manning looked good. He had a 67-yard touchdown run, which was the longest since Vince Young against Oklahoma State in 2005. Crazy. Almost 20 years that a quarterback has had that long of a run at Texas. Yeah, crazy. But yeah, I mean, honestly, the way Arch looked in that game, he should not jump over Quinn for starting. But the thing I'll say is that is a huge recruiting tool for Sark and his staff, because oh my gosh, like they were able to say, hey, you want to come here, you want to develop, you want to look good, this is how you look good. Trust the process. Even Arch Manning is trusting the process. Look how great he is. Yes, he could go somewhere else and play somewhere else, but would he look that good? Arch Manning could probably start on all of maybe 5 rosters in the country. Maybe. So yeah, things looking really good there at Texas. Georgia, I tried to watch as much of this game as I could. I want to catch more of the second half than anything else. I don't really know if Georgia should even have won that game, but they did. Anyways, they pulled out a 1-point victory, and Kentucky always plays them tough. And if you want to say that Kentucky's a good team, I'm not going to talk much about Kentucky, but the way that Kentucky played in that game, you would think that they'd be like a top 10 team. Like, there's no reason why Georgia should be struggling that much against an unranked team. Now, maybe we'll see Kentucky jump up in the rankings. They had a disaster in week 2, from what I know. I didn't see that game. I think they played South Carolina, so Yeah, I think Georgia's more lost their confidence. I was not big on Carson Beck coming into the year. The only reason why a lot of people are very high on him is he plays for Georgia, and it's very easy to play quarterback at a very prominent university where every starting lineman is a 5-star. Every skill position is basically a 4 or 5-star. So it's easy to do that. And I know people are going to say, oh, but what about Texas? But Quinn Ewers over the past 3 years has kind of had to develop Texas to be where they are. Remember, 2 years ago they were not knocking in the top 10, right? Ohio State, week off, Ohio State. You said South Carolina played LSU. Yeah, they did this past week. I was talking about last week, week 2. I was talking about week 2 when Kentucky lost a close one to South Carolina, and they probably shouldn't have lost, but they did. I mean, whatever. That game was good, dude. South Carolina up 7. I'll get to LSU here in a second. I'll get to LSU, right? They're top. They're ranked. Where the heck are they? Yeah, okay, 16. I'll get there eventually. Yeah, that was a good game, dude. That was a good game. South Carolina should have won, but we're not going to get into that. Ohio State week off. I don't know if they're the third best team in the country. Honestly, I think the third best team in the country is going to be like right here, and it might be Tennessee. I'll be curious to see more about Miami. Miami's going to play in the ACC. We're not going to probably find out how great of a team Miami is. If they just keep playing as consistently dominant. Oh, fuck it. Let me just keep going in order, man. I'll jump around too much. I'm fucking retarded. I'm fucking retarded, man. I can't fucking. Ohio State with the week off. Yeah, I'm not too high on them, but they might be the best team in the Big Ten. We'll find out about that. I mean, a lot of people are going to be like, oh man, they have so much talent. They do have a lot of talent. So I'm not big on their quarterback, Howard. I mean, he came from Kansas State. He was transferred from Kansas State. We'll see. He might have got better, but I don't know. I mean, it might work out there. I think they might be really good next year. I don't know what Will Howard's situation, if he's going pro at the end of the year or not. But that team with their I forget their freshman receiver. He looks good. He looks like a junior. So they might be really good next year. Alabama, dude, it's Alabama. They haven't really played anybody. I mean, they played Wisconsin. It was their toughest game this past weekend. Yeah, there's no reason why they should be struggling much. The final scores are looking good for Alabama, but the actual gameplay is not looking good. It's looking a little bit more competitive than what it should be. So we'll see. Ole Miss, a lot of people starting to turn some heads here towards Ole Miss. They did get a lot of transfers this past year. Be curious to see how that goes. Tennessee also looking pretty good. So this is where I think the third best team in the country is probably sitting. Alabama, Ole Miss, Tennessee, in my opinion, over Ohio State. But we'll see. Missouri also looking pretty good. Just haven't really played anybody. They played Boston College this past weekend. It kind of handled them. It wasn't really all that competitive. Miami, everybody's wanting Miami and the U to be back. The U, right? So we'll see. They're not going to play much of anybody this year because they play in the ACC, and that's about it. I think they. Let me just check their schedule real quick. I don't think they play anybody tough, really. They'll get Louisville. This is their schedule. Nobody. They played Florida and they beat the crap out of them, but Florida's garbage, man. That actually might look like a close game now because Florida looks so bad. And they don't play anybody else. Florida State is awful. You thought that was going to be a real tough test for Miami, but that's looking like that might be the easiest game on their schedule now. Louisville, Miami's strength of schedule might be one of the worst by the time it's all said and done. It might be one of the worst. So, yeah, Miami not looking not looking like they're going to get contested at all in that ACC. We'll see what happens when they play in the championship for the ACC. Oregon finally showed something. I'm not big on Dylan Gabriel. I'm not too big on him, mostly because I haven't seen consistency throughout his college career. And I do know it because, well, I saw him play at Oklahoma quite a bit last year. But if they can land him on more consistency, especially throwing the ball, then maybe we could talk about Oregon looking somewhat decent. I know they looked pretty good this past weekend, but you also played Oregon State, so shut up. Penn State. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Penn State's had good defenses over the past several years. They probably have a somewhat decent defense. I have not been able to see them at all. I don't really hear anybody talking about Penn State looking super impressive, and you see that they actually did drop. I mean, I don't even think they played this past weekend because I didn't see anything about them. I'll be looking to see them play a game. I haven't been able to. USC also looks kind of impressive. They didn't play this past week. I think they got the Notre Dame Fighting Irish coming up. Nope, Michigan. Michigan's the one they got coming up. So they got Michigan this weekend. That'll be a big one. That's going to be the big one. Honestly, I haven't gotten to Michigan. I'm not going to get there yet. But I would expect USC handles Michigan pretty easily, even as they're going to the big house. So USC, show me something. I mean, LSU, beating LSU week 1. LSU might not be all that. Utah Utes. Dude, if they could keep Cam Rising healthy, they might actually be legit. Like, not even legit to compete for the national championship, but maybe to win a 12-team playoff game or something like that. But dude, if they can't keep Cam Rising healthy, Jesus. I don't know how much I would trust them to even win the Big 12. So Big 12 is going to be pretty competitive within itself. I don't think a real competitive in the college football playoff aspect. Kansas State also. I watched a little bit of the Kansas State game, and I forget who they played. Oh my gosh, who did they play? Arizona. That's right. They played Friday night. They beat Arizona, and it looked. The takeaway from that game was, oh man, who's their damn quarterback? Shit. Avery Johnson. Yeah, Avery Johnson, their quarterback. He looked pretty good. I think you might be happy that Will Howard left. Not too high on Will Howard for who's at Ohio State now, but Avery Johnson was he was doing pretty good. Oklahoma State, I know a lot of people are kind of high on Oak State, not really seeing the consistency there for Oak State. So yeah, I don't know if they're going to win out the Big 12. Honestly, I think the Big 12 might come down to just these two right here. Utah, Kansas State, and it might determine a lot Cam Rising if he stays healthy. So that might be the Big 12, how I think the Big 12 kind of gets determined. Oklahoma has been quite the letdown, even though they're still undefeated. So I mean, they're starting to look better under Brett Venables. Yeah. Obviously, they're gonna have a pretty good test this weekend when they get Tennessee. Tennessee's going to Norman, and then here in a few weeks they're gonna get to go play Texas, and then they have a pretty tough schedule, man. That is a tough, brutal schedule. So they get Tennessee, Texas, Ole Miss, Missouri, Alabama, LSU. That is like the gauntlet. My God, they might have a losing record at the end of this. My goodness. I mean, South Carolina's not going to be an easy game either. I mean, Jesus, that is brutal of a schedule. The SEC did not hook them up at all on that schedule first year in the conference. My goodness, that is brutal. LSU, they got the win. South Carolina looking Like they should have lost that game, and there was a pick 6 in the last 6 minutes of the game, or roughly around the 6-minute mark. And number 5 on the defense for South Carolina hit the quarterback when the quarterback was making a move to go towards the interception and try to make a tackle. And it was flagged by 3 refs. And I don't know why that play, I don't know why that it was flagged. It wasn't like an egregious hit. Man, but LSU won it, man. I mean, they got the win. I don't know if they should have. That pick 6 pretty much would have sealed the game for South Carolina, because South Carolina was up at that point in time, I believe, by 4? Question mark? I believe 4. So, yeah, I don't know about LSU, man. They need to like get it dialed in. That might be, and honestly, that might have been a game that kind of woke them up, got them dialed in. That might have been it, because they were down 17. You got to give them credit. They came back. So, but there was some crazy amount of flags in that game too. You said it was a nail bite? Yeah, dude, it was a nail bite. We was right. South Carolina. I totally forgot you're in South Carolina today. We was robbed, man. Them LSU Tigers just came over here and they just snatched off victory. Something you need to pay off the gambling debts. Yeah, you check into them officials, bud. You check into them officials. Notre Dame. All right. I didn't really go through this last week, and I kind of wanted to, but man, there was so much kind of going on last week. Notre Dame, dude. Okay. Losing to Texas A&M. And I'll get to Texas A&M towards the end here, but Notre Dame should not be ranked. Losing to Northern Illinois, who's also in the top 25, is not something that warrants you being ranked in the top 25. You lost at home to an unranked Northern Illinois. By the way, what a great freaking game. But they did come out this week, and they kind of dominated Purdue. I don't know how much I really trust Notre Dame, and I think I also, even on the right side over here, yeah, Notre Dame loses 2 starting linemen for the season. Dude, that is not what you want if you're Notre Dame, because one of the things that you can really count on if you're a big-time program playing against a lot of smaller teams, like Notre Dame's going to play against a lot of teams that they should just be more talented than a lot of games, right? Going forward, like Miami, Ohio, Louisville will be a good one, but Stanford, Georgia Tech, Navy, Florida State, Virginia, Army. Like, you should easily just be able to line up and hand the ball off. But now that you got two starting linemen now out for Notre Dame shouldn't be ranked. The only reason why they're ranked is because it's Notre Dame. That's the only reason why they're ranked. So they're not going to win any against any team in the top 25. They'll probably wind up losing to Louisville. That might be an interesting one. But they'll probably wind up losing that one, and they're going to lose to USC. They're going to lose to USC. So there is no reason why Notre Dame should be ranked. Michigan, finally getting to Michigan. So one of the things I would have said this last week about Michigan after that Texas drubbing, dude, all Michigan needs to do is kind of like what I just said about Notre Dame. Your quarterback situation is freaking awful, and that's even after coming about the game that y'all just had this past weekend. Past weekend against Arkansas State, my grandfather's alma mater. Dude, 28-18. Your quarterback situation was so bad. Like, I forget who's starting for you guys. Heard his story, walk on and all that. It's cool, great. But man, he made some horrible throws. And the best time Michigan was looking during that game against Arkansas State this past weekend was when you were handing the ball off. And that's all I would have said you would be doing this entire year is just handing the ball off. Hut, hand the ball off. Hut, hand the ball off. And that's all you do. You just go get your 8-9 wins. You're going to lose to all your ranked teams. You're going to set up some play action pass, some rollout, dump off passes, that kind of stuff, because you're not going to rely on your quarterback just to 3-5-step drop and read a defense and throw it, because he's also really bad at just throwing the ball. Yeah, Michigan not looking good. The whole ranking system is crazy. Yeah, dude, the other thing about the ranking system so far this year is we haven't really had a lot of top tier matchups that sometimes you get in the non-conference schedule to start the year. We've had like 3 or 4 that would have been somewhat interesting, like Notre Dame, A&M, but both of those programs look like they suck. And then LSU, USC was maybe about the other one, and then Texas, Michigan. Those were like the 3 that I can really think of that were like, oh man, those were some okay, at least kind of non-conference schedules. But other than that, man, there wasn't many. So it's like you still don't know about a lot of these teams. Still don't know. So there's going to be a lot of movement here over the next like 3-4 weeks, I'd imagine, as we get into conference play and you start to really see how good some of these teams are. It should just be one big conference battle royale saddle. Just knock them off. As soon as you lose, you're out. Just go home. See you next year. Is that what you're saying? That'd be freaking hilarious if it was like that. Louisville have yet to actually see them play a game. The one thing I will say is they will be playing Notre Dame coming up here in 2 weeks, and they will then get Miami as well. See if Clemson finally turns a page, but Notre Dame, that'll be their first real test. I'll be curious to see. I know Louisville has a really cool stadium. Papa John's Stadium is really, really kind of neat. I went there once when I was in basic training. Anyways, so that is one reason why Louisville is actually near and dear to my heart. Not going to say they're going to go to the playoff or anything like that, but hopefully they have a good season. They'll probably beat Notre Dame, I'd imagine, here in 2 weeks. All right. Iowa State, I really like their head coach. I don't know crap about their team, other than the fact they knocked off Iowa last week. Look forward to maybe seeing them in Big 12 play, see how they do. Clemson, I like how they get absolutely slaughtered by Georgia, which a lot of teams are going to get slaughtered by Georgia, except if you're Kentucky? Question mark? Anyway, Clemson kind of just got manhandled by Georgia, but then bounced back and had a really good game against who? App State. App State, which, usually App State's like wanting to knock people off. Anyways, I'm not going to say Clemson's going to be competing for any kind of championship or any even playoff this year. Obviously, Dabo Swinney's a good coach, but yeah, they got to make some adjustments on how they do recruiting. Obviously, Dabo's been under fire for how much he is not using the transfer portal and is losing to the transfer portal. So, yeah, we'll see if they make adjustments there. Nebraska. Okay, so a lot of people were not sure about Nebraska. Understandable. Nebraska over the past 25 years has mostly been irrelevant. 20 years or so. I'd say 25 years. Kind of irrelevant. And Nebraska, except for when they had Ndamukong Suh. Except for that. They have really surprised some people with how well Dylan Raiola looks. And I believe he is a true freshman. Let me check. Yeah, it looks like he's a true freshman. So the thing is can they keep it rolling? They beat Colorado last weekend. They kind of controlled that game pretty well. I'd be curious how well they do when they get into real Big Ten play. Obviously, they'll probably play Michigan. That should be an easy game. But Like when they play, Ohio State. I don't even know if they do play Ohio State. What is their schedule? Oh yeah, they'll play Ohio State and USC, and they got to go to both of those. They got to go to Ohio State and USC, and I'd imagine Iowa and Wisconsin are probably not going to be all that easy either. But they'll probably have a winning schedule. They should have easily a winning schedule. They look like they're probably on the right trajectory. Probably just don't have the depth and full roster build out of talent you're going to need to compete like in the top 10 level. But I would expect them to probably be in the teens when it's all said and done. Mostly just losing to like the teams that are really kind of competing in the college football playoff kind of slots. Northern Illinois so far with the biggest win of the year, going into South Bend and beating Notre Dame Fighting Irish. That was awesome to see. Not even just for a fan perspective. It's always fun to see like the top teams kind of get knocked off, especially from nobodies. That's always fun. Kind of get some vibes of the Michigan App State game back from 2006 or so, 2007, whenever that was. And so that was really cool. The emotion from the coach on the field afterwards was pretty awesome. Northern Illinois, if they can run the table, obviously I'm not even going to worry about looking at their schedule. They'll probably play a whole bunch of teams in their conference for the rest of the year. But if they can run the table, this is who will probably wind up getting the Group of 5 bid to go to the college football playoff. It won't be Memphis. I've also heard UNLV right there. I don't think those neither one of these two have wins as high quality as Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois went into not even a Power 4 school now. I guess Power 4s. Not a Power 4. They went into like a premier program and won at their place. It's pretty good, man. It's hard to shake that one off the resume. That is how you get into the college football playoff right there. Northern Illinois is probably going to be rooting for them for the rest of the year, honestly. Illinois. So Illinois. Now we're going to get into Big Ten play. We'll see how Illinois does. The Illini. Haven't seen them play. I didn't even realize they'd be ranked. Yeah. Texas A&M. This is going to kind of talk about Notre Dame as well. But Texas A&M had a losing record last year. They changed their coach. And why were they even ranked in the top 25? But they're Texas A&M. Texas A&M has never been good. Look it up. It's facts. If you look up never good, you're going to see Texas A&M. I know that. I'm from Texas. The worst years they have are the years they say they're going to do the best. And until Texas A&M can show that they have some kind of consistency, and I'll say this, they did play Florida this past weekend, and their backup coming into the season, started. Marcel Reed, I'm assuming is his name. Marcel Reed. He looked good. He was out there running. He was throwing some good passes. I wasn't able to watch the whole game, but the parts I saw, man, he was doing really good. I would imagine he's the starting quarterback going forward. And he's a freshman. So, yeah. A&M, and I got my aunt I talk to every week after the Aggies play. So I hear about it from an A&M fan. She's an avid Aggie fan. A&M. Start that Marcel Reed going forward. Connor Wegman or whatever his name is. He's back up. He is awful. He was awful. That A&M Notre Dame game, that was the battle of which quarterback is not going to lose this game. That's what that was. And Notre Dame only wound up beating A&M because they busted 2 runs that set up 2 touchdowns. That was it. That was the only reason why Notre Dame won that game. It wasn't because they beat A&M. Like, dude, A&M was not good in that game. Neither of those quarterbacks were good in that game. So A&M looking pretty good. If they keep that quarterback, if he remains the starter going forward, I think I think they'll be looking pretty good. They'll be doing a lot better. The defense was looking a lot better from what I've seen from A&M this year compared to last year. The defense is looking pretty good, but Mike Elko is the defensive coach, so I would expect their defense to be looking a little bit better. Anyways, A&M, we'll see if they keep that quarterback on the field. I mean, there's gonna be learning curves. He's a freshman, but man, he looks way better than Wigman. That is what I think about the top 25. We also got Memphis over here in the coaches. I haven't seen anything about them. Obviously, Northern Illinois was like the premier group of 5. You know, everybody knows about Northern Illinois just because they knocked off Notre Dame and South Bend. And I haven't seen UNLV, but I look forward to seeing who's Memphis going to play. Oh man, Memphis is going to play my alma mater, UTSA, who just got slaughtered by Texas. Mostly that guy, Mr. Arch Manning. Oh, Memphis. Oh, that's right. That's right. Florida State, man. How fast they have dropped. I believe the game between Memphis and Florida State came down to a Hail Mary right there at the end. Dude, if Memphis is that good, like, there's no reason why they're probably losing any. Maybe UTSA. UTSA is not bad. When you're playing Texas or Georgia or Alabama or Ohio State, like, you're not going to hang, man. You're not going to hang. You can hang with Notre Dame, apparently. UNLV knocked off Kansas. Wow. And Houston. 2 Big 12 teams. It's not like those are looking to be good Big 12 teams, but, I mean... Oh, they're also going to play Oregon State, Boise State. Wow. And Syracuse. Wow, jeez. UNLV just all over the place playing games. There you go. That was the rundown of the top 25. I'm so glad college football is back. Football is back. Gives me something to do on some of those weeknights where I don't want to go do anything. I don't want to do anything. I just want to sit here and veg out. Steve Sarkeesian says nothing changes if Arch Manning starts for Texas. Damn straight. Pure domination is all it is. All right. Dude, what else is kind of going on today? Is there anything else kind of going on today? Staged assassination attempt. Dude, this is crazy. Dyer, are you still there? I was going to ask you what you thought about this. White dudes for Harris. That's freaking hilarious. Oh man, that is freaking funny. What was this one? White dudes for Kaka Kamala. Why? That's actually kind of funny, dude. Trump safe as SBI. Oh yeah. Oh man. All right, what Bethesda? I'll be curious to get back in and try Starfield again. There's just not much kind of going on today after all the weekend stuff. All right. Oh, you know what? Let me go back to ESPN. Actually, tell you what. Let me do this. Let me just. Dude, have you seen the 12 like people doing like, oh, here's the 12 best teams or whatever, the 12 teams that'll make the college football playoff? No. So here's the interesting thing about the 12 team kind of playoff, okay? And why, people doing the shoot. So the reason why those people doing, the 12 teams that hold up. FBI. So right now, Texas is leading the FBI. And then you got Alabama, Ohio State, Tennessee, and Georgia. So how in the world is Notre Dame that high on the FBI? Dude, you don't even know how good A&M is, and that's why they're getting credit. They're getting credit for an A&M win. Dude, they lost to Northern Illinois at home. No. All right. So should we just make our what's shoot. There we go. Just screwed that up. Where's the tier list thing? There we go. Let me see. Oh, I just mistyped it. There we go. God damn it. College football. There we go. All right. Every FBS college football team. Looking for. Jeez. Jesus. I mean, college football. College football. Let me just do this. Let me do this. We're gonna set this up. Oh man. Let me get. Three. All right. Oh man, look at that. That is a sexy motherfucker. Yeah. Alright. Let me view. Where's the view button? I don't. Alright, so what we'll do, what I'm going to do, oh, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna take a snapshot of this. Alright. And let me load this over. There we go. There we go. Sinbek. Make it. All right. Hold on. Let me see. I don't want to do that. All right. $20 works. And then let me change the alignment here. Boom. All right. So what we will do is, well, let me explain here in a sec. All right, so what we'll do actually at the end, after we go through the top 25 every week, we'll just look at the top, the 12 team playoff. And the reason why I say we're going to do this is because a lot of us, it's something to do, right? It's just something to do. It's something to have fun. And we can actually see where teams line out. Because I've seen a lot of people talking about the 12-team playoff, the top 12 teams, and they throw in a group of 5 team at the 12th spot. But yet, they have 1 through 11 completely wrong because, well, we know 3 SEC schools are not going to be in the top 4. So, we're going to start, and we're just going to look at that. Right now, number 1 is Texas. All right. What is number 2? Number 2... we know is University of Georgia, or Georgia. Put in Georgia there. So there you go. That is number 2, right? That's how most people have number 2. That is not right. Remember, Georgia will not be able to be slotted at 2, 3, or 4 if Texas is going to be number 1. They, and why this is so important, would be the 5 seed. That is right. So this is why it is so important. Not even the intra-season game. That championship game between, right now you can say Texas, Georgia. Most likely, I would imagine Texas is probably there. Georgia is going to be playing Alabama, so that'll be a tough one. But I would say, yeah, we'll be looking kind of tough there for Georgia right now because they still got to play Alabama and Texas both. So. As far as number 2, well, this is going to be Ohio State. I don't know why I said Ohio State. We're going to say Ohio State. Where'd the U come from? I don't know. Anyways, Ohio State, number 2. That is how it's actually going to line up, right? So, number 3, I believe right now, the way it's lined up, I believe this is Miami. The U. Miami. Let me check that real quick. I believe it's Miami. So rolling down. Miami, number 8. There you go. That would be the 3 seed. As long as they won the conference championship, all that. And then as far as the 4 seed, well, you're moving down, still looking for a team outside of the SEC, outside the Big Ten, outside the ACC, and you came across Utah. Obviously, you can pick Utah, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, but you notice here with these 3 schools, they are all right there, right outside that 12th spot. This is why it is going to be very important to make sure you win that conference championship there in the Big 12. So Utah, we will slot them in. We'll just use the AP top 25 every week. It's fine to do this. Miami, and then we got Utah. That is a big difference. Remember, Utah, I believe, is the 12 seed on the AP. They would actually be number 4 for the playoffs. That is a big deal. Big deal. Utah there. So then we start to fill in after the conference champions, right? So we've got Ohio State and Texas in there. We got Georgia in there at 5. You can say Alabama and then Ole Miss. 6 and 7. Bro, it's going to be littered with SEC teams. So 6. Alabama. Bama. 7. Ole Miss. 8. Tennessee. That is right. Tennessee. Currently. I think they're going to be better than that, but, you know, as for now, that's where we got them. I'm just going to abbreviate you as 10. And then who we got at 9? So Tennessee is locked in. Then we're going to have Missouri and then Oregon. So Missouri and then Oregon. So Tennessee, looks like you will be playing Missouri. Mizzou. You know what? I'll spell it out. There we go. So there you go. Missouri. 9. So Missouri, Tennessee be playing. All right. There you go. And then who's after Missouri? Oregon. Oregon. So there you go. 10 would be Oregon. Oregon Trail. The GOAT game, right? And then so there's Oregon. Then we got Penn State. Ooh, Penn State. USC looking on the outside as of now. Will that be like that when we get to the end? Will it be that way when we get to the end? Ooh, man, that'll be interesting. Penn State. And then, you know, however you want to kind of fill in group of 5, I will put Northern Illinois because I think they right now have the best quality win. And North Illinois. Dude, that quality win over Notre Dame in South Bend, that's going to be really tough to beat, man. As long as they win out, like there's no one else that's going to be able to touch them. It's just the way I think it'll be at the end when we get to selection day. Probably not. You know? So there you go. This is probably the way it's going to line out. And remember, it does not reseed as they go through the playoffs. So the bracketing is how the bracketing is. So whoever wins advances in that line of brackets. So right now you got Texas, Ohio State at 2, Miami 3, Utah 4. All right, and then you got Georgia 5. You got Alabama 6, Ole Miss 7, Tennessee 8, Missouri 9. You got Oregon 10, Penn State 11, and Northern Illinois 12, playing Georgia first round. Woo! Talk about drawing an ugly stick, man. But that's probably the way it's going to be for whoever gets that group of 5. Like, you're not going to play a crappy team. You're probably going to play the second best team in the country because it's going to come out of the SEC, right? It's going to come out of the SEC. So you're probably just saying, hey, SEC is probably going to be at the number 1 spot or whatever it is. Maybe they all kind of knock each other off. And so you got an SEC at number 3, maybe even 2 or 4. But it doesn't matter. You're probably going to face the second best team in the country right there at number 5. But that's why winning those conference championships are going to be so damn important. For the Big 12, just to even get seeded, it's going to be huge, important. And you're going to get the 4 seed. Most likely. I mean, we'll see. But you'd be getting a first round bye just for winning there in the Big 12. And then for the SEC and even Big 10, you're looking for a first round bye and potentially like a number 1 seed. Instead of having to play that week or about 5 days before Christmas or something like that. So that's going to be a huge, huge deal. Those conference championship games are going to be massive. And and just so you know, the big reason why they did have a first round bye and they didn't do an 8-team playoff mostly has to do with, well, you're going to have 8 teams out of the, Power 4 conferences play conference championship, right? 4 conferences, 4 championship games. You're going to have 8 teams. So you're going to have 4 teams get the conference champion week off. They're just going to go straight to the quarterfinals. That way, they don't play nonstop. They're not playing championship weekend and then first round. It gives them, because they're already playing, right? There's a lot of teams going to be mixed in here, in between 5 to 12 seeding that will not be playing that weekend of conference championship. Okay, so there might be only 2 teams that make it. Right now, the way it's looking, there's only going to be 2 teams playing that conference championship weekend from like the SEC or Big 10. The only one that's going to get really outed is going to be that group of 5 team that makes it, because they are going to have to play, well, their conference championship game and then turn right around and then go right into playing into the 12-team playoff bracket. So that's kind of where it's going to really shaft that team more than anybody else. And then whoever loses the conference championship, which, for this purposes, we would say maybe it's Georgia. Georgia would play conference championship weekend, maybe against Texas. They lose. They're the 5 seed. Ohio State, maybe they play against Oregon or Missouri. And then, so they would have to turn around, but they lost. They don't get the bye. They would have to turn around. That's why there's a bye. So, anyways, most of these teams in that first round wouldn't be playing in that conference championship weekend. So, it's going to be an interesting week, but that is how right now the 12-team playoff seeding sits. Will this be the way it is when we get to the end of the year? Probably not. This isn't accounting for Miami, who's looking really good. USC, who's looking really good. Outside of that, those would be the 2 teams I'd say probably wind up making it in over some of these others. Like Penn State, probably not. Oregon, that's gonna be a tough one. Oregon, if Dylan Gabriel can be somewhat consistent going forward, maybe they wind up getting in there. But USC, Miami are probably the 2 for me that are missing off of this list, out of this bracket. All right, I will save that and we will update that every week going forward. And we will just use the AP top 25 filled in as is. All right. Anyways. Here's all that. Blah, blah, blah. Yada, yada, yada. How's everybody else feeling about football? College football is so awesome right now. I feel like the 12-team playoff didn't diminish a damn thing, honestly. I mean, maybe we'll see. Maybe over time we'll see that it's diminished. Maybe the regular season a little bit, but I don't feel like it's diminishing. I think it's made it better because there's been so much pressure on having to stay just so flawless. Like every week is just pins and needles. Like you gotta win every week, no matter what. And if you lost, you felt like you were just basically out of it. And it's just, you know, sometimes, man, it's just not your day. You know, sometimes like refs can make some really bad calls in one game and dictate the outcome of the game. And I think a lot of that is kind of gets taken out a little bit. Let me see. Any major news going on with college football? Not much. Who we got coming up to tonight for the Pro Dogs? Wolverines making a QB switch to start Orgy versus USC. I think that's probably the right choice because, man, who's your current starter? Good gosh, Davis Warren. He's got a great story to him, but dude, he is bad for a senior. He is awful. And I get it. He hasn't played much, but it doesn't matter, man. Like, you don't owe him anything, especially if your job's on the line. Coaching staff, yeah. As far as where I'm kind of curious on Texas A&M. This is one of the teams I'll be watching. Let me go back to 25. Let me see A&M. Does A&M, are they replacing and putting Marcel Reed as the starter? I think they should. I know my aunt would be ecstatic about that. She's like, our team looks so much better. I was like, 1, you're playing Florida. 2, yes, you did look a lot better. So I don't know. Reed after 3 total TDs and start versus Florida. It's just football. Dude, that's awesome. Good. I'm glad he had a good day. Even though you're playing against Florida, who doesn't look like they're good at all. No turnovers. Well, no INTs. Dude, yes, that is what you want to see. No freaking turning the ball over. At all. Connor Wigman is awful. You look at his stats. Dude, he's got 2 picks on the year. He was awful against Notre Dame. Like, just horrible completion percentage, all that. He's just not good. Just not good. I don't see any confidence in that dude. Anyways, A&M's got Missouri coming up, LSU, and then obviously Texas at the end of the year. South Carolina doesn't look like that's going to be an easy game either. South Carolina looks like they might be finding themselves a little bit. Anyways, all right. NFL, who do we got tonight? What the hell do we got tonight? Falcons. I might go out for that, actually. Falcons, Eagles. We're talking about pro football tomorrow, but it is really tough. I would say Eagles all the way. I mean, that's where the money's laying, is on the Eagles, but I'll take the Eagles. Unless Falcons pull a magical one, which they do have. Oh, what's his name? Kirk Cousins. And who's the other quarterback they just drafted? Who's the other quarterback they just drafted? Michael Penix. I was thinking Bo Nix, man. I don't know why I was thinking Bo Nix, but I knew it wasn't Bo Nix. I was just thinking that name. Yeah, Michael Penix Jr. from Washington. And my boy Bijan, man. Dude, they've got to get shit figured out. Drake London, Daryl Mooney, Kyle Pitts, Ray McLeod III. There's no... Jake Matthews, Matthew Bergeron, Drew Diamond, Chris Lynn. I don't know why that team is so bad, but they are. Yeah, give me Eagles. Eagles all the way. All right, Panthers bench Young to start Dalton versus Raiders. That's not good for Bryce Young. All right. What else is going on out there? Man, not much. There's not crazy things going on. What's going on, X?
Neighborhood crime alert for pet owners in the Springfield neighborhood after really a disturbing incident caught on camera. The owner of this cat tells News4Jax Ashy was attacked and killed on her front steps and then taken Saturday night. This happened on Red Wing Street near Maine. This comes as Springfield neighbors say several cats have gone missing recently. News4Jax reporter Eric Avanier spoke to one witness, and we want to warn you, the details are disturbing.
Multiple incidents of in and outdoor cats coming up missing have one thing in common. They're disappearing overnight. A neighbor who witnessed the latest incident says he pulled out his cell phone and recorded something he could not believe.
Saturday night around 11, a suspect described as a skinny man believed to be in his mid to early 30s with a thin mustache wearing all black clothing and black boots was seen attacking a family's cat named Ashy. Carlos Spencer witnessed the incident while sitting in his car across the street. He says Ashy was sitting on her owner's front steps when the man first walked past the home and placed a white tarp on the ground.
And he came back and started coaxing the cat, like, you know, communicate with the cat. And once he put his hand up, he just grabbed it. Quickly took it down, walked it over here, and just kneeled on top of it.
Spencer says that's when he took out his cell phone and started recording video of the man attacking the cat.
I was able to film him, bound the cat some kind of way, and put it in a plastic tarp and walk.
Fake news, man. Fake news. It's crazy how the national media is the biggest fake news organization out there. Not even just ABC, like all of them. The mainstream media is just complete and utter garbage. They're all owned by major corporations. There you go. Fake news at its finest. Mainstream media is so totally done. What is this? This report is about Springfield neighborhood in Jacksonville, Florida. It happened November 22, and a white male named Blake Miles was charged with animal cruelty. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. So hold up. So in the video, in the news report, it was listed. It was said that the male was
mustache, wearing all black clothing and black boots, was seen attacking a family and believed
Says he pulled out his cell phone and recorded something he could not believe.
Saturday night around 11, a suspect described as a skinny man believed to be in his mid to early 30s with a thin mustache, wearing all black clothing and black boots, was seen attacking a family's cat named Ashy. Carlos.
Okay, I guess they did. I thought they all black clothing. Okay, I guess they didn't say what the man looked like outside of the thin mustache. Kenneth Boykin. I like how this guy. Okay, so the headline here, CNN, man. I like how it says GOP ticket needs to talk about how they change about women, and literally the left is talking about, oh, we need violence against Trump. He's a threat to democracy. What the like? Are we serious? Like. What is the GOP? The GOP isn't trying to incite violence against women. Dude. Jesus, man. All right. Bro. Dude, this guy's a freako, man. This is the guy that shot at Trump. Or they don't think he shot. I guess the reports were that he had a weapon, 2 backpacks, and like a GoPro stationed in some wood line near the 5th hole where Trump golfs a lot. And the Secret Service apparently walks like 1 hole before Trump. Makes sense. Clear the area, whatever. And they found this guy with all that stuff. And it doesn't sound like he shot at all, but they shot at him and arrested him. Oh, what? Church Negroers are having a civil war over Donald Trump. This sister is preaching. Do we listen to this? Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
A lot of y'all that be in my comment section calling me all type of negative names because of my opinion and the party I'm supporting, you claim you love God. A lot of y'all be in church every Sunday saying, I'm blessed and highly favored, I'm this, and God don't play about me. Baby, God know you a demon. You are a demon, because anytime you can support a party that's promoting homosexuality, that's promoting transgenderism, that's promote the exploitation of children, You can't be of God. See, what y'all want to do is associate God with blessings. I'm still blessed. I'm still blessed. Baby, demons get blessings too. God said in the scriptures, even fools prosper. But see, what you don't prosper in is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of God's word in the scriptures. You really be out here trying to manipulate God. You really be out here just using God so that he can give you money and all type of physical materialism. That's what you really about. And that's why
Dude, calling out the hypocrisy of people within your own group is absolutely hilarious, and I love it. I'm here for it. Any group. Any fucking group, man. It's hilarious. Son of Donald Trump's attempted assassin Ryan Ruth told Daily Mail his dad hates Trump like all reasonable people. Hold on. His dad hates Trump like all reasonable people while referring to his dad as a potential martyr. Whoa. Talking about being bred within the society. My God. CIA is doing really good with this PSYOPs shit. Damn. Man. Those years of deucing people with acid, it's paying off, man. Shooter's son. He's my dad, and all he's had is a couple of traffic tickets, as far as I know. That's crazy. I know my dad and love my dad, but that's nothing like him. That's nothing like him. Shooter's son saying this. That's crazy. That's nothing like him. He said he was at the beach, but I thought that meant the Outer Banks in Hawaii. I didn't ask him for more information because we've had a falling out. We've grown apart. I wonder why. Probably because he is crazy, dude. He's not a violent person. He's a hard worker and a great dad. He's a great dude and a nice guy and has worked his whole fucking life. I hate this game every 4 years and think that we all do. And if my father wants to be a martyr to how broken and disassociated the process has become from the real problems and practical solutions, then that's his choice. Hold on, you're saying your dad's a martyr? Bro, you really do believe that crazy talk, man. That is nuts. That is crazy. They tried to assassinate President Trump again today for the second time. The stakes of this election are literally life and death. And Ron Filipkowski, he's a pretty hardcore liberal. I mean, chief editor, Jesus. Midas Touch. Yeah, I mean, he's Republican Party insane asylum escapee. Yeah, so this, I mean, tells you what he thinks, right? Who is they? They's you, motherfucker. Y'all are the ones that say that shit. About, oh man, he's a threat to democracy. Y'all should take him down. Cut him loose for I cut him loose for acting on a job alone. Yeah, no shit. Dude got caught in a trap. Kid didn't even pull the trigger yet, and the raccoon just like, I'm gonna play possum. I seen the possums do it and get away with it. That's funny. Hold on, wait, what? What? One man. This is yesterday. One man is dead, another is in critical condition after a shooting in Eastern Market Sunday afternoon at the Lions game. Detroit Police Chief James White said an Oak Park man in his 30s is in custody. Dang. Is that? I mean, there's 2 people down there. Damn. That is freaking nuts, bro. This is why I don't go to big groups. Like the Kansas City, dude, and the Kansas City victory parade. Like, there was someone that died in that thing, and they weren't even involved. Like, it was a scuffle. Someone brought out a gun, and somebody else got shot behind the person he was shooting at. This is why I don't go to big groups. I just have no ambitions to be around big groups because, man, there's so many more fucking idiots, man. So many more idiots. While we were all distracted by Trump's fake bullshit in Florida, looked like a building was set on fire in Springfield, Ohio. People were injured and taken to the hospital. See, this is why Alex Cole, people like, what? What are you talking about? Trump's fake bullshit. Dude, the guy that did that was literally, dude, it's posted everywhere. He was a hardcore liberal. He went to like Ukraine, helped recruit mercenaries to go to Ukraine from like Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran. I don't know how he got passports for all that shit. White woman knocked out unconscious while waiting for a bus in Dallas this week. Zero national outrage or coverage. Yeah. Excuse me for coughing. Just standing there. Dude just walks up behind her, hits her with something. It's like some kind of like stick or something. I like how nobody fucking helps. What a bunch of fucking pieces of shit. Nobody fucking helps. These three peeps walking across. Dude just walks up with... there's something. They just keep on walking. What the fuck, man? Uh, 2015 flight 370. A person that posted this footage is now behind bars. Wait, what? What the f... Oh, I'm going to look forward to the comment section on this one. What the... This got to be like some kind of bullshit hoax, right? Oh, it's some crypto post. Man, crypto freaking sites. Or crypto... Those crypto accounts are freaking shady, man. Shady. Hold up. What?
Of my ancestors.
Do you support reparations for black people because they went through slavery?
Yes, I do, actually.
Perfect. So we have Joel here, and you can pay your reparations right now.
What up, bud?
Okay.
How much do you want?
What is the suffering of my ancestors worth? More than I can pay right now.
So do you want to set up like a payment plan?
No, but I do believe it's the responsibility of our government to take more action.
All right, pay up.
Is this for real? Do they really do this?
Oh!
Thank you for paying for the crimes of your ancestors. You have been forgiven.
I don't know how you would go about doing that.
Well, I have the answer. We have Joel Patrick here today, and he has his reparations jar. And you can pay for the crime. What other forms of payment do you accept?
We accept Venmo. We accept PayPal.
Oh. Well, I do not have Venmo. I do not have PayPal. And I am broke.
But you would pay if you could.
Yeah, but I don't understand why you're collecting money for it.
Because I'm a black person and my ancestors were slaves.
Yeah, but it's like I don't understand what a monetary.
Have you ever owned slaves?
No, but I do not.
Have I ever been a slave?
No.
So how much money do you owe me?
Nothing.
Ding, ding, ding.
It takes forever to get the wheels turning. What up, man? Bro, I talked about your Louisville Cardinals. I need to watch them play a game. How you doing, brother? Bro, did you see they tried to take out your man again yesterday? Oh my god, I saw this yesterday. This dude gets waxed. Just clean him out. Should I build a bulletproof golf cart for Trump? Oh, Ryan Sheed getting his butt hurt. How about a bulletproof school for kids? Dude, once you fix California and y'all's kids bullshit, come talk to me about schools. Trump needs a Pope mobile. Yes, the big ass. I'm so glad you freaking said that, dude. So glad you said that. Yes. Do you think Jesus. Yeah. Do you think the Pope will let him borrow that? Hopefully it has air conditioning back there. Other than that, man, it's gonna get kind of hot. Can you imagine if you're one of these two guys and the Pope farts in that thing? Oh man, that is hilarious. I'm glad you hopped in, dude. Really glad you hopped in because I didn't even think about that. The Pope mobile. What are you up to today, man? Need a beer? You need a beer? Break the window, man. Oh, Kevin Bacon looking old, bud. Our apartment looks like a war zone. Are you like your apartment really looks like a war zone? Are you serious? How long you lived there? Hold on, wait, what? What is this?
Yeah, I just want to give y'all an update. I was at the truck stop in Aurora, Colorado last night, and a SUV drove up in the parking lot. 18 Venezuelan gang members got out the SUV and went around all the trucks demanding $50 to park for the night, or they would regret it in the morning. And one of them came from my truck, and he pulled up his shirt, showed me his pew-pew, and he had Venezuelan gang member tattooed on his forearm, so I know he was a Venezuelan gang member. And I went ahead and paid him the $50. I mean, you know, the guy next to me didn't. He woke up this morning and had all of his tires were flat. So, You know, if we get some people out here to, run these gangs off, make it a safer place to park at night, well, we'd all appreciate it. Thank y'all. Peace and love.
Here I am talking on mute. Dude, you need to post, you need to start posting videos of why your apartment looks like a war zone, my man. What is the deal going on with your apartment? Did you see any college football this weekend while you were working? Abraham Lincoln paid reparations through Freedmen's Bureau in 1865. They gave all free black men 40 acres and a mule plus food, clothing, and farm tools over a 7-year period until 1872, and was then ended by Democrats. Look it up. Congressional Democrats are ignorant of this piece of history. Now you know. Wow, really? Did not know that. I hate Taylor Swift. Okay. When did he say that? How easily that is to be photoshopped. And who cares if he hates Taylor Swift? "80-year-old black woman called Mayor Brandon Johnson a disgrace for his policy that allow illegal immigrants to terrorize the black communities in Chicago." Hold on, she's 80? She looks good for 80. The only part of that statement that I don't disagree with is maybe that 80 part, but maybe. I knew about the 40 acres and a mule. James Brown used to go on about it all the time. James Brown? That's crazy. I didn't know that. I never knew that, dude. I never knew that. All right, I'm going to listen to this.
All I can say to you is that you are a disgrace. I'm an 80-year-old woman, and I've never seen anything like this. I grew up in the Jim Crow South, and the policies that you're passing in this city remind me of the Jim Crow South. I had to drink out of a colored water fountain, or the whites would drink out of a white water fountain. But you know what I didn't have to worry about? Going back to my community and it would be destroyed. And everybody else is in my community but black people. And this is what you've done with this immigration. You have allowed all these people, you brought all these people into this city. You are destroying this city. And the black community is flooded with all of these immigrants, violent ones, prostitution, gangs. You did that. You are doing this to your people. You are an absolute disgrace to me. Like I said, I drank out of that colored water fountain, but I could go back to that black community that was intact. Women are crying. Taxes are going up. What am I going to do with my children? Where are we going to go and live? This is because of you, Brandon Johnson. You're destroying the south side of Chicago with your policy, all under the Democratic Party. You are a disgrace.
Damn. Dude, she ripped into him. About as energetically as I'd imagine an 80-year-old woman could. But dang, dude. It's crazy to hear some of these community council type meetings like this where they actually allow them to talk and hear about the stories and stuff like that. But an 80-year-old woman, grew up, like she said, in Jim Crow South. You know, was born back in like the 40s. See all that kind of go down back then, and then talk about like she's never seen it like this. She's talking about like, yeah, we were segregated, but I didn't have to worry about my community being destroyed. That is freaking crazy. Freaking crazy. You just got to keep speaking up about it. You got to do something about it, man. Just keep pushing. I'm not going to look at that. Photoshop. Anything can be Photoshop. I don't want to show it. Alright, dude, I'm gonna play this. Here's a Karen. Here's a Karen. We got us a white Karen. White male Karen.
Is your mom and dad home? Is your mom and dad home? You need to put that down. You've been playing with water. Yesterday I had pictures and somebody sent me of you playing in that water. Where's your mom and dad? This is ridiculous. Stop.
Damn it. HOA president.
Stop spraying the water.
That tells you everything you need to know.
Give me the hose. Give me the hose. Stop spraying the water. Stop. Give me the hose now.
You can't tell me what
Give
to
me
do.
the hose. You're not supposed to be playing with the water.
That's classic. You get owned by a water hose from a kid. I'd imagine it probably feels pretty good. Makes him run away. Dude, that kid got so much power off of that. Oh, that's great. Dude. Trump, we will audit the federal government. We will go after platforms that allow free speech to Americans. Yeah, it's amazing. Netflix cancels. What? Netflix cancels. Netflix either needs to do better or just stay away from fantasy entirely. It's just ridiculous. These fans deserve better. It's crazy. Like, they cancel stuff like a year after they... And it's not even fantasy. And they're not the only ones. Like, Amazon also does this. It's just freaking dumb. It's like, hey, why don't you just make a 5-year story and just do that? It's not hard. Switch 2. Did we get some news on Switch 2? Oh, damn. Switch starting to fall apart. People can't hold it together anymore. Duct tape, my man, duct tape. Everyone, we want to Switch 2. Nintendo, here's two Switches. No, man, you lost in translation. Lost in translation. People want Switch 2, not 2 Switches. That's funny. I always liked the idea of the Switch. I really did. I thought that was a great idea. I just don't like how underwhelming the Switch is. Leaks with Nintendo Switch too. Blanks. Oh man. Fortnite loading screen. Alright, whatever. Dude, it's really annoying. And it sucks that it's just like this assassination stuff it keeps happening because man, it dominates so much social media. It kind of just sucks. Wait, what? So this is all in response to this?
Today's apparent assassination attempt comes amid increasingly fierce rhetoric on the campaign trail itself. Mr. Trump, his running mate J.D. Vance continue to make baseless claims about Haitian immigrants in Ohio. This weekend, there were new bomb threats in that town. Our Maggie Vespa is in Columbus, Ohio, with more.
Lester, simply put, Springfield, Ohio has been inundated by threats. Over the last several days, closing government buildings, schools, hospitals. Today, effectively closing a local university campus after administrators said someone threatened a mass shooting targeting Haitians. This in light of, officials say, a false online conspiracy theory alleging Haitian immigrants in that city are eating people's pets.
Today's apparent assassination attempt comes amid increasingly fierce rhetoric on the campaign trail itself. Mr. Trump, his running mate J.D. Vance continue to make baseless claims about Haitian immigrants.
Whatever, man. Freaking shit's ridiculous. You said I haven't liked or owned a Nintendo since 64. What? Oh shoot. GoldenEye. I mean, that was the only thing I really even played on GoldenEye. Actually, there was a hockey game back in the day. I used to play on the 64 with some buddies, dude, and that shit was so good. I don't even remember the name of the hockey game, but it was fun as hell. I remember that. That's funny. Bro, how was the work? How was the work on the weekend? Dude, I just want something fun to play. Hold on, Trump's attempted assassin Ryan Ruth was in famous YouTuber Dijon video in the past trying to recruit people for a revolution. This has been confirmed by Dijon. I don't know who Dijon is, but that's crazy. Trying to recruit people for a revolution. You said try that Star Trucker game. Oh yeah. I'll have to download that shit. Let me, cause I saw it, and I should have downloaded it. Damn it. I'll do that when I get off. Wait, what? Hold up. So this is post. Oh my gosh! Look at this. How long this is. Jesus. All right. Died suddenly. posted this. Who is Tony West? I remember hearing this name. But Kamala Harris's brother-in-law married her sister Maya in 1998 and was one of her first political advisors, helping with the 2003 San Francisco District Attorney race. Tony West served in Clinton and Obama's DOJ, where is he accused of setting up a Ponzi scheme which fleeced billions from taxpayers. So he set up Social Security. As head of the Justice Department's Civil Division, Tony West took advantage of the Treasury Department's secret judgment fund, a slush account used to pay inflated settlements without congressional oversight. Interesting. The Government Accountability Office admitted they have no idea how many settlements are paid yearly by the judgment fund. No receipts are published and attorney fees awarded are disclosed. Wow. So this entire paragraph just says, yeah, our government's just one big money funneling system is all that says. President Trump banned this fund when he took office, but Biden made it legal again in 2021. Of course, in 2009, Tony West was placed in charge of the DOJ specific division that litigates and settles lawsuits paid out by the judgment fund. Oh, so he was put in charge of that in 2009. Tony West's first order of business, according to one of his deputies' emails, was to find the best way to use his settlement fund to allocate money towards his friends' organizations. Settlements became the vehicle for paying off political allies, according to Daniel Huff, former counsel to the Senate and House Judiciary Committees. So imagine this. So I'm going to take a lawsuit against you, but instead of going to court, they just make a settlement and say, hey, we'll send you money. So, I mean, think about how easy it is. I just sue you for whatever. I'll sue you because you stepped on a cockroach. And you just make a settlement. All right? It's like the easiest freaking trick in the book. One of Tony West's biggest scores was a 2010 settlement with 91 Hispanic and female farmers who claimed they were illegally discriminated against. Tony West intervened and engineered a stunning turnabout. All right. According to the New York Times, the DOJ agreed to a $1.33 billion settlement, including thousands of farmers who were never even involved in the case and Native American farmers. So I remember this because there was a lot of, back in the time, like Cesar Chavez type of people comparing themselves to like Cesar Chavez and stuff like that. I remember that about that time period. I do remember that. And I live in San Antonio, where Cesar Chavez was basically heavily, or he just has a heavy representation here because it's mostly Hispanic. Yeah, anyways. The left-wing New York Times admitted at the time that Tony West's settlement was a runaway train driven by radical policies and law firms that stand to gain more than $130 million in fees. Yeah, no shit. The settlement payment grew to over $4.4 billion, creating a $60 million windfall for the lead lawyer, Joseph M. Sellers, who just so happened to also be a member of the Obama-Biden transition team. Shocking, right? Shocking. Tony West also concocted a series of shady bank settlements with victims of the housing crisis with questionable provisions requiring banks to make almost $1 billion in mandatory donations to Democratic supporting activist groups, excluding all conservative property rights orgs. Wow. The Tony West corrupt settlement system was again used in 2019 to make Volkswagen fund a $2 billion White House electric car initiative that Congress had blocked. Tony then got a job with Uber, which profits greatly with the shift to EV. A White House email literally shows staff saying they ought to build a statue to West and bow down to the statue each day. Wow. A White House email literally shows staff saying they ought to build a statue. I'm just making sure I read that right. Build a statue to West and bow down to the statue each day after they received $200K per year. Whoa. Jesus. The agreement was co-signed by then California Attorney General Kamala Harris while being advised by Tony West, her soon-to-be White House counsel, if she wins. Bonus case. DOJ used Tony West's settlement system to pay FBI agents Peter Strzok and Lisa Page $2 million after their anti-Trump texts were published. Whoa. So these two people are also heavily cited in this Peter Strzok and Lisa Page are heavily cited in the original assassination attempt on Trump back in August, beginning of August or July, whenever that was, August. Now we know why Kamala didn't want to be asked about Tony West, her Hunter Biden. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, man. Am I surprised that there's corruptness going on the left side? No, because that's where it seems like most of the corrupt government is. It's on the left side. That's funny. Trump's dodging bullets. Kamala's dodging interviews. That's funny. CBS ran a January 6th segment on their 60 Minutes program attacking Trump within hours of his assassination attempt on his life, telling the viewers that he's a threat to democracy again. They want another attempt. Hold on, is this the dude? No, that's not the dude. Let's see, was that the guy that we were just reading about? Limfow. Little flame kiss. That's hilarious. That's funny. Let's see. Oh my gosh, it's all just like body cam footage of the arrest of attempted Trump assassin Ryan Ruth has been released by the Martin County Sheriff. So there was actually a lot of people calling for state agencies to investigate this before they hand this over to the FBI and they scrub the scene clean. Crazy, man. Crazy. How much do you trust the federal government? I trust it absolutely nothing. Vietnamese YouTuber Tai Chin casually launching his UFO-shaped boat into the river. Oh, that's pretty cool. Dude, that is freaking cool, man. That's pretty freaking awesome. things, you ain't gonna tip that over. Bro, that is freaking awesome. That is so cool. That is really cool. Man keeps texting me all these Kamala means. I don't have the heart to I don't support the Democrats anymore. Dude. I'm sorry, man. I'm thinking about what I was going to say to you. Dude, just for the love of God. For the love of God, please be there. Please just be there. Send her. I don't know how far away she is, but I'm hopefully you can like be with her and send her a meme while you record her reaction as she opens it. Just send her one Trump meme. Just send her like the fake news Trump meme. Just you are fake news, and just watch her face. Just record her face, dude. Oh my gosh. Dude, there was did you see the video of I want to say it was in the South. I want to say it was in Louisiana. It was I mean it's relevant. It's kind of the location because it kind of looks like it's like boondockish place where he's at. Anyways, he I want to try and find it. But he goes to a family picnic, and this guy's wearing, it's a black gentleman. Obviously, he's with his family. But he shows up, and he's wearing a tank top, and it says, vote Trump, or something like that. It's something like pro-Trump, but it definitely has Trump across his midsection of his shirt. And he records himself. And he starts out, before he goes in, he's like, yeah, so I'm going to record myself live while I go through my family. We're getting together for like a barbecue or whatever. He's like, we do this pretty often. And he just kind of walks through there. And this is maybe like 3 weeks ago or so. And he's just like recording everybody just like, what are you doing, boy? You don't ever leave the Democratic Party. It was just crazy. It's like the typical stuff that I'd imagine you've probably heard and that I've seen other black people say, like, you don't leave the Democratic Party, stuff like that. It was crazy. It was and and this is definitely after Kamala Harris was the presidential nominee for the Democratic Party, because they were saying, no, you're gonna vote like pro woman kind of thing. Dude, it was hilarious. It was funny, and it was kind of like, dang. Like, I get it, man. I get why it's hard to leave when that's all you hear and know. It's really hard to believe. It's hard to leave and go a different direction. Dude, check out. I didn't realize this about this little spaceship boat. All these little solar panels here. That's actually really cool. Anyways. Donald Trump, we're praying for you. We're praying for you. You are being prayed for constantly by people who don't even know you. Who you don't even know, right? Who don't even know you. Oh, yeah. Man. It's crazy, man. It's not... And people say, oh, man, but he's a billionaire. And it's like, dude... He might be a billionaire, and that's the best case kind of for him, is if you get a billionaire that's willing to stand up and do what's right. Like, him and Elon Musk are a great pairing. But, dude, there is so many billionaires that are just corrupt as fuck. They are so toxically bad. So bad. Anyways, all right, man. I'm out of here. I'm going to go... It was good talking with you. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go get some lunch. We'll see. Then I'm going to rest before I go watch this Monday Night Football game. Bruh. All right, man. Appreciate you hanging out. Take care, everybody.